Greetings, fellow quitters, and welcome back to the Command Q podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Maari Casey.
And I'm John Pelfrey.
So you realize this episode is coming at you with very few shopping days left, so hopefully you're just in time. Christmas is almost here, and the pressure to find something for everyone on your list is on. But what do you do when you just kind of feel a little uninspired? We can all tell when a gift feels a little bit like an afterthought, but some people are really, really hard to shop for. Absolutely. Today, we're going to talk about what makes a gift truly thoughtful and special, and hopefully we can inspire our listeners to lock down the perfect idea for the one person who seems to already have everything. All right, so warm up. What do you consider a quintessential low-effort holiday gift? Today's equivalent of fuzzy socks, which I love fuzzy socks.
Bottle of wine. It's low effort, pretty easy. If you have your favorite wine and you've got one that's like $15 or whatever, just go get it, give it to people. If they drink alcohol at all, it's just an easy one. I have friends that buy a case of wine of their favorite wine and they just keep it and then they take it to people's houses for gifts.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. I didn't think about wine. I was thinking more about gift cards as a quintessential low effort but appreciated holiday gift. But I actually like wine better. I feel like one of the things I've kind of realized too is I want to be able to give people something that is consumable or dies eventually, like plants or something, because I think at our age too, acquiring more items, more things gets to me, it gets kind of stressful. It's like, I don't want to keep adding things to my house and to my life. So if someone gives me cookies or fruit or wine or whatever, I'm like, great, we can consume this and then it goes away. So I think that's a really great, and low effort isn't necessarily bad. Sometimes it's just like, okay, this is easy to do, like getting a box, crate of wine for people to hand out. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, something simple. I mean, you could do it with non-perishable food too if you have something that you really like that,
Cans of beans.
Right. Yes. Here's a can of green beans. But, there are things that you could come up with that you really like. I've seen people do that. And I always think food, especially in the holidays, and we're talking about sort of specifically holidays, then I think food and drink is always a welcome thing, because that's when people are sitting around and maybe eating a little bit more or maybe drinking a little bit more than usual. If you have closer friends and you want to go nicer on the bottle of wine, or you want to get them a bottle of bourbon or some specific drink that that they like, that's a way to personalize it. And it's also pretty low-hanging fruit. I have a friend and we exchange bottles of bourbon every year, even though I don't really drink bourbon anymore, but we still, it's easy. That's an easy gift to give me. It's an easy gift for me to give him. And it's pretty straightforward. So you can personalize it by getting their favorite version of alcohol or drink. And if they don't drink, then you can figure out something else that they might like to eat or consume. For me, if anybody out there, like chocolate chip cookies or something, that you can always get me cookies from a baker. I'll be like, yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, we always do. We do like cookie exchange with all of our neighbors, not like as an organized event, but it's like we always give our neighbor like cookies we make, peppermint bark, some fudge, a little loaf, a little cake, and then they give us some stuff too. And it's like it's pretty fun and easy. And again, it's like they can use it. So I always think that's kind of a nice, and also to me like shows effort. It's like, okay, we said actually baked these things too, which is really kind of nice. You can't always do that with everybody, but with like your close community, I think you can.
Yeah, totally. Our producer Jenna made us cookies for our holiday party, and I ate all of them within about 3 hours of getting them.
I know. I'm pretty sure that I stole somebody's bag. Well, I'm not pretty sure. I definitely stole someone's bag of cookies. I texted Jenna when we got home because I had one in a box and I had put one in my purse. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I stole someone's cookies. So apologies to whoever's cookies I stole from our holiday party.
Must be Christine. She was sitting next to you. But yeah, I ate them all really quickly. They were very good. And I didn't really, I did take a break and I let one sit and then I did put them out long after. So
good. Nice restraint.
So yeah, I don't have restraint when it comes to especially anything in cookie form. My dad's the same way. I'm going to say it's hereditary. Yeah. So part of what makes the holidays feel so commercialized is that idea that you have to get something for everyone. I think this is one of the things that I dread the most about the holiday season is this idea that I have to buy people gifts, even though I know they don't need anything and I don't need anything. I don't expect anything from them. I don't necessarily need anything, want anything. And then I have to go through this whole like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Well, what do you want for Christmas? What do I want for Christmas? I don't know. I need some paper. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's you.
Home Depot gift card.
Yeah. So what comes out of this is like the core of, gift giving itself. Like it should be something meaningful from you to someone else. But then there's just this obligation to need to get you something. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's, Yes, I have felt that pull, especially when you have kids who have teachers and you're like, I got to get all 7 periods, something. And I love gift giving. I don't expect something back from people. Like I just like to, it's almost like I love gift giving. And it's part of what I enjoy is giving somebody something, not necessarily receiving again for the adding things to my house part of it. But I've been in situations where I have people who will give a gift and I can tell that they expect something back. And the same kind of thing. I'm like, I don't really need something from you. And now you're in a situation where it's like, okay, you gave me this. I need to give something equivalent or cost equivalent. And I feel like that adds stress and it doesn't make the gifts feel super genuine in a lot of ways. So, hopefully, I think, again, as we get older, we start to realize too, it's like, I don't need to give a gift for every single thing. It can also just be like, hey, I think a note is great. Someone sending an email. It's like, I just want to let you know that this year, like you really meant a lot to me, or that to me is as valuable as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever we do something out of obligation, it loses its spark. It loses its truth, which is like to do something to care for somebody else. I think we have to keep ourselves in check, especially people who have really big communities of people. That can get super costly and also very exhausting and stressful around the time of the year when we really need to be slowing down. So I think it's something to keep in check.
Yeah, absolutely. The two of us can't be the only two in the world that feel like the materialism side of this has gotten old. It is more about the experiences and it is more about the saying thank you. And I appreciate you as a human and as a person and everything that you've done for me. I would much rather get that as a gift at this point than for somebody to hand me a $25 gift card to Home Depot. As much as I could use that to buy some sandpaper or something silly, I would rather, I can buy my own sandpaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So 100%, I would rather get that type of a gift or even something that like someone made that's meaningful. I also love it if somebody says, I was randomly in this place in July and I saw this thing and I thought of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something really small and something, that's not a big deal, that means a lot because that means like, oh, that particular event, whatever it was, triggered some memory that we had together or something. And then that helps. Like that's meaningful. That's much more meaningful to me than like just giving me stuff. Right.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Even if it's, like a refrigerator magnet and you were in Louisville, Kentucky, and you're like, I thought of you because I know you were born there. Great. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got a magnet from my hometown. Awesome. That kind of thing is nice. Yeah. So who triggers your gift anxiety the most? Is it people that you don't know well or people that you do know well, but also might be picky?
I think it's people that I know well and I know that they don't need anything, so it's like they've got all the stuff that they need and they have a particular taste. So usually in those kind of situations, I like to find things that are really unique. So it could be from like a little boutique or something like that, or something that's consumable. Like what is a gift that everyone will enjoy? Wine, food, an olive oil subscription, whatever it might be. Yes, I'm just looking at that right now. That's why I said that. But, tea, the cheese. Yeah. Anything that's like that you can consume because it's like, okay, well, I know that you like to have parties. Here's 6 months of a wine membership club. Great. They're going to use it. They're going to appreciate it. So I think for me, it's like when I know somebody has everything that they need and they maybe have a particular type of taste, it doesn't bring up anxiety. I just don't. I tend to go to my like go-to things that I know that they'll enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one, as we were naming that stuff off, coffee would be another good one. Coffee's getting more expensive these days, and getting really good, high quality coffee. That is a wonderful gift. I would gladly accept that from anyone who wants to give it to me. I do love coffee and I love good coffee, but I mean, let's be honest, like the cost of a pound of coffee's doubled in the last 5 years. So that is a really great gift now. Yeah. So here we are talking about food. I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime. Jeez. Yes. So I would agree. Like, I think that giving gifts to people that I don't know well, for me, that one is like, okay, I could do the generic, I bought a bunch of coffee or I bought a bunch of wine and I could feel good about that one. To me, it's the hardest people to give are to those people where I feel like, well, you've got everything that you sort of want or need, or you have the capacity to buy it on your own.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just, fill your house with things. So another good gift that you do every year, you give me a different book every year. And the book that you gave all of us for the Christmas party this year is beautiful. It's got like watercolors and written really well. And I showed it to Kelly and she was like, oh, this is amazing. I love this book. And she went and bought 5 of them. And she was, I'm going to give this to people this year too. So book is another good one, something that you really like. Yeah. And anything that helps, improve people's lives in that way. That's a good one too. So that leads us on to the next one. What makes a good gift? I
mean, to add to the book thing too, I think it's like, I used to have a friend who didn't have tons of money, but like would make really amazing playlists. And so they would give a playlist every year. And it was the best to listen to it all year. It was awesome. And so I think a lot of times for me, kind of what you mentioned with like the magnet and the idea of like, I saw this and thought of you, is I like to get a gift that, I like to try to give gifts that are something that I know about them. So it's like, I know that you like music. So me making you a playlist would be good. Or giving concert tickets or something like that, where it's like, I know that it shows that you're connected to them more than just like in this kind of casual transactional type of way. It's like, okay, I know that you've gotten into tea this year. So here's a tea membership. So I think if you're giving a gift, it's less about the cost of the gift and it's more about like the relationship connection. If you can do that. Sometimes you can do that with all your gifts because that gets kind of exhausting. But I think if it's a gift that you're giving because you know that you're sharing a connection with somebody and something that's personal to them.
Yeah, totally. And I think that connection, whatever it is, like my tennis buddies or my tennis friends, like we don't really exchange gifts because we're dudes that play tennis. But if we did, I would buy them a tennis related thing. I'd get them a couple sets of my favorite tennis string and be like, try this out. I think you can think about the context of how you know the person or something that they really love. You once got me tickets to the Nashville Songwriters thing that they do at DPEC every year. Super fun, had a great time. I love going to that thing because it is cool to see songwriters and another, like you are probably one of the best gift givers that I know.
Oh, yay. Thank you. That's a gift to give that you gave me.
Well, because you thought, you think about little things like that. And even when you're giving the book out to several people all at the same time, like you still like find a good book and you find it's not just like what was nice about that one is it isn't just printed words on a page. It's visually interesting and all that. And it's sort of a universal story. So it's, but yeah. I really think it's more about your connection. I think that's what makes a good gift is like, what do you have in common? Or what is it? Something that like maybe it doesn't just have to be a hobby or work related, but it could be, something that you're, if it's your kids and you met through your kids or whatever, giving a gift around whatever that activity was that they both participate in or something. If they're both on the ball team and whatever, you could give them a jersey from the high school that you're both supporting. Something like that could be a nice little cool thing. And then they can wear that to support the kids and both of you can do that together. That's, you can buy paraphernalia for sports teams and clubs and all of that stuff all the time. So yeah, whatever you have in common, find something within that world. And then that way it's kind of safe and you know that they're going to use it because you see them. I think that's far more important than spending a lot of money or trying to give them something that you think is cool that they might not have any context. I'm going to get everybody drones for Christmas this year. Expensive. And
I'll take a drone.
Yeah, right. But two, some people might not be into technology or might not be whatever. Although there's a new one that they have that'll fly behind you as you walk around. That's pretty cool. It's not cheap, but I don't know. If I was getting into drones, I saw it the other day and I was like, wow, technology has come a long way. Anyway, do you prefer personally to receive useful things or fun things?
I like both. I mean, I think useful. I have a new cast iron skillet on my list this year because we got rid of our cast iron. We sent it to another place. And so I have a cast iron skillet. I also have a broom, which I know is like everyone's marked this is the most boring gift ever, but I really need another little broom for my kitchen. So that one I would say is very useful, but it's also just like, I like, we're going to get them anyway. I'd rather have that. Like you could use this as an opportunity to get this for me. But like fun gifts, I think are nice to have, but I don't need a bunch of a bunch of stuff. One other thing I was going to add too is we do experience gifts. And so we started to do that more than just actual tangible gifts. So it could be dinner at a nice restaurant, or I could take my daughter shopping after the holidays and I give her a certain amount of money and we go shop, have a shopping day. We get up, we have a Starbucks, we have lunch, we go shopping. My son likes to go to like some of the Party Shack or, Matthew likes to go bowling. My brother likes to go bowling. So we do those kind of things. And and I wrap them up in a box and kind of make it like a fun, like it pops open. It's like, bowling party.
Yeah.
And it's fun because we all get to enjoy the gift together. Or sometimes it might be like my husband and my son go off and do something. And I think those are the ones I think are also super fun. And I like to get experience gifts too. So it's like, hey, let's go out and have dinner together at the special new place that we haven't gotten to go to.
Yeah.
So I like a mixture, variety.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I think the best gift I've ever given anyone, or I should say the one where I got the biggest positive reaction, it was kind of funny. We just bought this house. This was almost 20 years ago. Kelly and I had been married for a few years, not very long. it was her birthday and she wanted a really good vacuum cleaner. And so I went to Home Depot with my father and picked out a vacuum cleaner. And the entire time we're going, my dad is like, son, this is not a good gift to give you to give you.
So
I've
true.
been married that long, whatever. This is not what you want to give. And I was like, trust me, Dad, she's going to love this. It'll be fine. And she does genuinely like cleaning is like her stress reliever thing. When she gets stressed out, she will grab the vacuum and vacuum the house or whatever. I got her a Dyson when those were sort of newish. I got her a Dyson and she opened it up and she freaked out like it was the best thing she'd ever gotten in her whole life. And so it is kind of like that was a very useful gift, but it was also me knowing her and going like, okay, she's not going to be offended by this.
Yeah.
And so in the same way, like I understand the broom, I understand the cast iron skillet. I've gotten, Kelly cookware, in the past too. And anytime she wants something like that and she says like, this is what I want for my gift because it's going to make my life better or easy or whatever, then
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, that was quite funny. I looked at my dad. I was like, see,
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
I knew it. Yes.
Yeah. He was like, that would not have gone well with your mother. And I was like, well, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's a combination. And I think having fun is important too. That is where like tickets to an event or a plan to go do a thing together. I think creating memories is really important. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even like giving a gift card or something like that. I think gift cards are fine when they are, again, about something. Okay, I know you really like, you're doing home renovations. Here's like we give my father-in-law a Home Depot gift card every year. It's just like a tradition now. Yeah. And he's always excited to get it because he loves going to Home Depot. So it's like, and I usually give teachers coffee gift cards because I also have friends who are teachers and they're like, gift cards are good.
Yep.
I don't need another coffee mug, but or a candle, but a gift card I can use because it's useful. Here's a grocery store gift card. Here's a Target gift card. I think the gift cards I don't like are the ones that are like the generic Visa ones because they cost a lot of money. Like you have to pay for them to get them, to use them. But
yeah.
I think especially if you give a gift card, rolling it into something else where it's like, here's a gift card to a nice restaurant. And then here's a little mini cocktail set for pre-cocktails before you go out to dinner. Something like that. Like you can kind of roll it into like a little experience package. Yeah. Or like here's dinner, here's a dinner gift card, and then here's like a gift card to the movies afterwards or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice to think about how you can kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. But I don't think they're off the table.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we had some friends give us it. We were in like the middle of the weeds with, running around with Porter and all of that sort of thing. And they gave us a night out in Durham and so they planned 3 different places for us to go, but we could do it anytime we wanted. It was like, here's where you're going to go and you plan the night. We'll watch Porter. But you could do this whenever because it was all gift card related.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get drinks at this place and then your dinner gift card is at this place. And then, your after dinner dessert or whatever is at this place. And so it was like 3 different gift cards with a little bit of, some tiny little gifts in between or whatever. That was so wonderful because it was a night out for the 2 of us alone, something that we didn't get a lot at the time. Super cool.
I love it. That's a great idea.
So that's a good way. Yeah, that there are unique and personalized ways to use gift cards, I think is the point, without it having to be just a generic, like here's a Visa or Amex gift card. And if you want to do the generic Home Depot or Target, like people still shop, Amazon is a safe one too.
Yes.
Pretty much everybody has Amazon. For kids, find out what their favorite video game is, get them a gift card to to whatever that Roblox or Minecraft or whatever thing is, because parents hate spending money on that stuff, but the kids will be so stoked to get it to be
so true.
With some new skin on their avatar or whatever they're called. Fortnite gift card, whatever. Yeah, I've done that in the past and that makes my nephew very happy in this year. I just need to find out what video game he plays now. Yeah. So, awesome. So what's your thought process when choosing gifts for people that are really close to you? Does it differ from, colleagues, friends, generic, people out there that you just give a bottle of wine?
I mean, again, like I like to try to keep them personal, at least a little bit. This just reminds me, I've forgotten a few people I need to get a gift for. We've done the whole thing where we do a name exchange in the family where it's like, you get Grandpa and Grandpa gets Susie. And then it's a little bit less like everybody's getting gifts for everybody. And I do think that that's really nice to do. I kind of wish we could go back to doing that again. It gets to be hard to get gifts for everybody, but you have to be really committed. You have to get everybody on board because you can't have like one person is like, oh, but I want to get gifts for everybody. And it blows the whole thing up a little bit. But I feel like when I'm getting gifts for closer people that I'm probably thinking a little bit more about what the connection might be and what they might really enjoy. when I'm getting gifts for a broader audience of like, my kids' teachers, it's like, okay, well, teachers need coffee.
Yeah.
There you go. Done. And they shop at Target. Done. And it makes it a little easier. So, I think it's you kind of have to when you're doing a lot of gift giving all at once.
Yeah, agreed. I really struggle with this one a lot because getting gifts for people, I think I would rather go the experience route or the have a nice night out route. I keep going back to like the materialistic side of it. And I always think like, I love my brother and everything, but he doesn't need anything from me, like any personal, like he doesn't need me to give him a new tool or a new whatever. Like he doesn't need any of that. So I have to get a little more creative when I think about like what I'm going to get him. Because I don't want to just clutter up his house with something, or like we live 12 hours apart. I don't actually know what he has in his house. Honestly, I have no, I don't know if he has 6 hammers or no hammers. I don't know. So I'm not going to buy him a hammer. He probably has a hammer. I'm assuming, but if he doesn't, then the Home Depot gift card will be wonderful for him. No, I would rather like, give them a night out together, he and his wife or something like that. So
yeah. It's safer.
So lightning round. Is regifting ever acceptable? And how do you cover your tracks?
Regifting. I think so. I mean, I think it's like, now if like somebody gave you a gift, if say you would go to a neighborhood holiday party and you get a gift from the holiday party, I don't think it's necessarily safe/smart to go back to the same holiday party a year later and then regift the same thing, unless it's a funny thing and that's what you guys do.
Yeah.
But like if you get an immense amount of candles or something one year, regifting a candle or something, I think is totally fine. I think you should obviously unpackage it and take the name tags off of it and regift it to somebody who maybe didn't come from that world. But if it's something that hasn't been used, then I don't see why that's a problem, as long as it's not, I wouldn't regift a candle that's partially used. So I think that would be sad.
Yeah. Oh, that would be very sad. I'm sure I'm regifting a used candle to you. I sort of enjoyed it. Not enough to burn it down. So what I would say about regifting is if there's something that you're not going to use, like let's use a generic candle as an example, and it's not something that you don't like that smell or whatever, I would write down on the candle itself on a Post-it note or something like that and tape it to it. I would write down who gave it to me and what party I was at. That way I won't accidentally forget I was at this party, these people. And then I can remember, I remember that party. I remember the people who were there, all of that. But at least that way I won't look back and because if you're waiting until next Christmas to give the same candle, I'm not going to remember if it's a generic thing that's in my house, what it is. So I think writing it on a Post-it note or on a little card and taping it to it or something and go like, this is my regift pile. And then here's the person who gave it to me. Here's where it came from. All of that will help you keep you from getting in trouble with like, hey, I gave that to you last year.
Yeah. And I think it's also too, it's like if you, outside of giving the same gift back to the person who gave it to you, like none of us remember what people get every year. Like I could go to a party and people can open stuff, unless it's something that's like really ridiculous. Like it's like a puppy or something where it's like, wow, that's different.
Yeah.
No one's going to remember, that's the green candle that Susie gave Sally last year. I can't believe she's regifting that candle. Like no one's going to remember that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Except for the person that gifted it to you. They might remember.
Right. They might remember it. Yeah.
That's why I would write down the place that I got it from so that I can make sure that I'm not taking it back to the same party again each year. If you're going to 4 different parties anyway, you could just swap the regifting around to the different parties and you're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it never hurts to have a sort of a pile of regift options or white elephant options of things that you don't mind. You don't have to keep them all, but keep the better ones. I don't see anything wrong with that. All right. Do you consider the amount of money you spend on each family member and feel pressured to give an equivalent to what they may give you?
Yes and no. Like I think yes, a little bit. But it's like I want to make sure. Like we do this with the kids. Like we're trying to keep track. These kids actually count presents. Like he got one, I got one. He got one, I got one. He got one. But they don't care about cost. Like they're not looking at necessary numbers. I mean, I keep a budget for our holiday gifts every year just because I don't want us to go bananas. So I do track that. It tends to be relatively the same. I think for family gifts, I just know what we feel comfortable giving, and then we give that.
Yeah.
In a gift or a gift card. I don't care if they come back and give us something that's half as valuable. They might care more than I do. I think it kind of goes one way and not the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I operate though when we do that.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say your kids care about the number of gifts instead of the dollar value of the gift.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way at all. But yeah, I think especially when it comes to family members and things, I still say that it's the thought that counts. And there have been years when I have not had the funds to match what other people have and the ability to give the same monetary value and things. So that's when I maybe put a little more thought into what can I do to personalize this? What can I do to make this a little more meaningful in a different way? I do not tend to believe that money is the only equivalent. And so I don't feel pressure from a dollar value perspective. I think it's more about creating something that, if it's especially for family members and things, creating a memorable gift, something that they will appreciate. And you also can't control what other people are going to spend, and you can't know ahead of time, really. I mean, you could sort of, but like a couple of years ago, I had a bunch of random things on my like Amazon list of generic stuff that people could get me for Christmas for my family. And my brother chose something I didn't expect him to choose that was a lot more money than I expected him to spend. And then I got there and I opened it up and it was a drill press. And I was like, what are you doing? This is, I put this on here as like, if you and my parents wanted to get together with Kelly and you all buy it together. And he bought it and I was like, dude, here's your gift card. I felt horrible, but that's what he wanted to give me. And I appreciate it. I really do. So yeah, I had to look at it and go like, well, that's what he chose.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good and I've been in situations similar to where I'm like, oh man, like I only got you this green candle. But I think it's also too, when those situations happen, you have to make it not about you.
Yeah.
It's like, this is about that person wanting to give me that gift. And when I start to be like, oh, I feel bad, I just got you this candle and you got me this, this $500 gift card to whatever. It's about them wanting to give me that gift. And when I make it more about myself feeling bad that I'm taking away their ability to give. And so I try to think differently about gift giving and receiving. It's almost like when someone gives you a compliment and then you're like, oh, no. Like they're like, oh, you're showing us something not really nice. Like you're kind of robbing them of giving you the compliment. I think for gift giving, it's the same way. So it's like if someone gives you a gift that's really generous, you can be like, wow, thank you. This is so generous. That's so awesome of you. As opposed to being like, oh, this is too much. This is too much. So I do feel like people who love gift giving, like that's their favorite part, is like seeing their face light up and like receiving the gift.
Yeah. And it was really cool. And I appreciate it. And I used the drill press. So thank you for that call. All right. So last one, food gifts, yes or no? And I think we've already answered this one. I think yes. I love food gifts, especially.
I love food gifts. Cookies, fruit. I get fruit every year from South Texas from my aunt. It's all great. And I appreciate it, especially since it's something that we can consume and it goes away. And especially on the holidays when you're hosting, it's like nice to get extra stuff that you can use in those parties that you're not having to buy yourself outside.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And I kind of also have like a weight gain budget in mind in my head for the holiday. I've learned that, like I can put on 5 pounds in the holidays and then work it off in January and February again. And that's my like happy time food. So yeah, bring on the food. Absolutely. I might not eat all of that stuff all the rest of the year, but in December, I give myself a pass. You got to, you have to, because if you're going to go have fun.
That's your gift to yourself.
My gift to myself is 5 pounds every year. And then in January, I back off. Which is also sort of a gift to myself, but in a different way. So anyway, that's all we have for today on this episode. Thank you so much for joining and listening to us. You can catch our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and you can also connect at commandqpodcast.com. Link in the description below. And until next time, this is John.
And this is Maari.
And we're reminding you that quitters can win and winners can quit. This podcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the guest's own and do not necessarily represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Command Q or Uncompany.